right now where things seem to be working. Seem to be working. Let's hope that they continue to work. But I just wanted to let you know that that's what's been going on. So I'm going to hope for the best for now, but I am going to look at getting a new camera because this camera is not even mine. And I should just have my own. I've just been kind of cheap and afraid to make a purchase that large, but I want to get my own. And I'm going to see if I can do some troubleshooting with the mic. It might sound a little bit different. I was testing out the audio and it didn't quite sound the same as usual, so apologies if there is any audio quality issues, but I'm doing my best to resolve them. So anyways, I'm back tonight with another video. And today I'm quite excited. This video has been requested a few times, and tonight we will be doing some cupped secret telling, gossiping. necessarily the thickest, right? So it's not uncommon to hear voices or sounds or noise of whatever sort in an apartment complex. But the fact that I can hear what he's talking about without trying, I think, is where it's a little bit different. And might I add, this man is more popular than I could ever hope to be. He is always on the phone. He's always talking to somebody. He's calling his family members, his friends. He's calling the pharmacy. He's calling to place food orders. He's calling his doctors. This man knows everybody in town, I swear. It's crazy. It's crazy. And sometimes, who I think is his son comes to visit. I'm assuming it's a son. I could be wrong, obviously. But I'm pretty sure it's a son. And whenever he comes over, I hear both of them yelling because, again, he's hard of hearing. So he has to yell so my neighbor can hear him. So it's just two men just yelling at each other because they have to. That's how they have to communicate. So whatever. And for the most part, I don't mind it at all because it is what it is. It only bothers me when I'm trying to film videos. Like this one. And if you've been watching me for a while, you've probably heard me referencing this man before because he does make a lot of noise. And sometimes he is in the background of my videos unintentionally, but I'll notice it like later on, or it'll just happen in the middle of it. I'll just start yelling. So anyways, that's my first neighbor. He also likes to watch TV and listen to the radio, and it's a lot of old-timey stuff. So that's always a treat as well. And I will say, and I have said, I really don't have a problem with this guy, but let me tell you something. There have been a very small number of occasions where I've had some friends over, like on a Saturday night, and we're not loud necessarily, but when there's, 3 or 4 people talking, maybe there's like a movie on, or there's a little bit of music playing, I get that that makes noise, right? I get it. But this man will take his broom and just start slamming his ceiling, so it comes through my floor as a way to say that we're being too loud. And this frustrates me because this man is always loud. Every day of his life, this man is loud. And I've been working from home for the past, almost 2 years, so it's not like he doesn't disturb me sometimes. I mean, my goodness. And it's not like I have people over often at all. It's very rare, and it's very rare that we make noise. And if we are making noise, it's like 10 o'clock on a Saturday. Like, come on, live a little. Just live a little, my guy. Whatever. It is what it is. He probably goes to bed at like 7, because I assume that's what happens when you're older. I don't know. But yeah, so sometimes it smells bad in his apartment too. Like, I think he leaves food in there, which is not good for bug purposes, but we'll talk about that later. And sometimes I see him outside of his apartment, and I'm always like, oh, hey, how are you? Thanks. I'll say thank you because he'll hold the door for me or whatever. And he only ever grunts at me. He'll just be like, eh. I'm like, okay, see you later. So yeah, that's the first neighbor that I'll tell you about. Now, moving right along, we have my upstairs neighbor, who happens to be a dancer. She happens to be a directly above my my roommate. So she hears the dancing like very, very loudly, very clearly, and she will practice for, I don't know, anywhere between 2 and 4 hours a day, I would say. Okay, guys, so sorry to quickly just interrupt for a second, but I, for some reason, was filming and my camera cut out. I'm having issues again with my camera, so I was able to keep the audio, but I did lose the video portion. So what I'm going to do is let the rest of the audio run, and I'm just going to do some hand movements and things, some visuals, to try to make up for it, because I am not going to remember any of what I said, and I don't want to lose this video because I have already lost a video recently that I was really excited about, but it didn't come out well enough to share it with you guys. So yeah, I'm going to just do some visual triggers so we can still get this full video out, and I'm going to work on getting a new camera right away because it's just not working out anymore. So anyways, thank you for your patience and understanding, and let's get back into the video. So she makes a lot of noise for sure, and it literally sounds like Stomp the Yard. Like, this woman goes ham. I will say she takes a lot of pride in her work, so I guess good for her on that. And again, lucky for me, I hear it only a little bit. Like, it's not as loud for me because I think her living room or wherever it is she practices is, like I said, right directly above my roommate's bedroom. So that's something else. My roommate has tried to sort of connect with her, get in touch with her about the noise, because it was literally driving her crazy like every day, because my roommate, she also works from home, and they've never been able to connect. Like, my roommate will go like knock on her door and she won't be home, or she won't answer the door, and then she'll come down later and we won't be there, or I don't know. They've just never connected. It's probably for the best, and it's been happening less frequently lately. I think she's been traveling more, but regardless, it's weird. It's weird. But at least she's pretty good as far as tap dancers are concerned. She's not bad at all. It's just a lot. And then we have my neighbor who is over to my left. Now, just to give you a little context, I live in a 3-story, 6-unit apartment building. And if you know anything about like Brooklyn apartments, they're kind of stacked next to each other, like down the street, down a row. So they're technically all attached, even if they're separate. They're considered separate buildings. So, of course, I can hear the neighbors who are to my left and right as well, not just above and below, which really is just such a treat. Hold on. I feel like there's a lot of brightness. Let me see if I can turn this down a little. It's probably not gonna do a lot, but anyway. So, the guy to my left, I shouldn't assume gender. I don't know what this person's gender is. I think I assume male. I assume he is a gentleman because of the blind confidence, the absolute pure confidence that this individual has. But they will to see some improvement. I really would. I think I need to sit down with this individual and go over some kind of performance review because it's not working out. Maybe try a new instrument. Maybe music is not, it's not for us. Whatever the case is, I think we need to reevaluate because it's a lot for everyone on our block, probably. It's very loud. My mom came to visit once and she was like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "Oh, it's just trumpet guy." She's like, "I can't believe you have to live with all of these characters." I was like, "Yeah, me too." I hear noise coming from somewhere, so that's probably another neighbor I have that I don't know about. I don't know. There's lots of units that I'm surrounded by. But so then we have the woman to my right in one building over, and she's mostly quiet. But sometimes she has this guy over. I don't know what their relation is. I think they're a thing. They're older too. I'd say probably like 50s, 60s. But when they're hanging out together, they're drinking a lot and they're very loud. But it's kind of funny to like listen to them go back and forth. Like sometimes they'll argue. Sometimes they'll talk about the news or what's on TV. They'll be watching movies. And I think they smoke cigarettes because I feel like I can smell the smokiness sometimes. But that's common too. Like to not smell something in the city is kind of unheard of. But I've only heard her and this guy a few times, so I don't know, maybe he doesn't come over often. I think she lives alone otherwise. But sometimes I hear them hanging out. And then I have neighbors that are directly across the hall from me because there's 2 units per floor. And they're really nice, actually. I don't have anything bad to say about them at all. They do definitely smoke a lot of weed, unfortunately, which I don't like to smell. And like, everybody has their thing. That's not mine. And it's legal now in New York. So, they can do whatever they want, but I personally don't like my space smelling like anything, really. It's rare that I even will light a candle. So yeah, it's not my favorite, that's for sure. But, aside from that, they leave everyone alone. Like, I don't really see them much. I don't hear them. And when I do see them, they're nice, polite, and, they don't grunt at me like my other neighbor, so. Who else? The only other person that I know that lives in this unit that's on the third, or in this building, is on the 3rd floor. was just all around a cool guy, so I thought. But it's like the more I would talk to him, because again, he's always sitting on his stoop drinking like a Bud Light and smoking a cigarette. It's like what he does every day after work, and he lives alone. But it's like the more we would talk, the more I would be like, oh, you're actually not a very nice person. You're actually not that nice to people. And I think we don't align in a lot of ways. I'll just say that.